Hi everyone, and welcome back to Turnabout podcast. I'm your co-host, Beyonce's cock.
Redo that.
No, I wanted
Beyonce's cock.
I am.
I hope you mean that as in the animal, the rooster,
No.
aka the cock. You can't say
No.
that. You can't say that.
No.
We're gonna get in trouble.
We're not.
The beehive is very powerful. They
No.
will find you.
Okay, we're keeping this intro.
Oh my god.
Who you are. Say who you are.
Jesus.
Keep it.
What
And,
the
then
fuck?
and if the beehive comes and gets you, keep playing that intro until they
I
show up.
am the beekeeper, therefore. I am the friend of the bees, and I would like them to know that I am not a bee slanderer.
And welcome back to Turnabout podcast.
Welcome.
Hi everyone and welcome back. I am indeed Beyonce's cock, despite the scandal and the whispers, the Chinese whispers. And speaking of Chinese whispers, we also have a fellow friend here who will be listening to us record. So if you hear some muttering or like comments as in the intro,
It is our good friend who is joining us today for a very special episode of the podcast.
it is a very special episode because Lucy has indeed finished playing Ghost Trick.
As promised, which is kind of rare because usually I'm like, next episode I'll be done with Investigation 2 or I'll be done with playing Investigation 1. It's the first time I keep my promise, like, towards game playing. I did finish it very quickly.
It is absolutely very quickly.
I loved it. I really loved it, and it was right before my exam started, so I had loads of free time, and I really liked it. It was a great game.
Actually, before we get into Ghost Trick, I have an announcement.
What is it?
I'm pregnant. I'm kidding. But I did make a post on my Tumblr, which I know you don't follow because you don't have Tumblr. But
Because I don't know how it works.
yeah, basically I redid my tier list once again. And I have a shocking announcement. Do you want to read my most recent post out loud?
Yes.
Here you go.
I'd also like to announce I have made my peace with Emma Sky. Yes, the days of hate against the young scientists have come to an end after I recently started replaying Rise from the Ashes. Honestly, was just mad with that case because it was so long and because it was the only episode I left unfinished. So I just dismissed her as a shameless Maya duplicate. But now, I understand that she's so much more than that, and that her similarities to Maya were only surface level bait to lure in Phoenix. She's actually completely different, and Right from the Ashes pays a nice homage to Turnabout sisters. Of course, the sisters are front and center, but there's a major case from the past involved, a gender-bent version of Mia and Maya with Jack and Marshall, and Damon Gaunt as a more systematically powerful red-white. I really like this case. I think it shows how good a standalone episode can be without the need to establish background context through prior capers. Emma clashes nicely with Maya, as well as when we consider one is all about science and the other about spirituality. I also enjoyed seeing Emma reflect shade of Lana in the second trilogy, A Parent's Voice too, and I never had beef with adult Emma. I always related to her grumpy demeanor, so yeah, Trent's right. Here's a link to help fight for equality. Have a nice weekend! Was gonna save it for the podcast, but the image is too good to waste. Ace Attorney, Emma Sky's Mad Beef.
Mad beef.
I'm really happy about this.
Also, that link about trans rights, I'll link it below in the description so you can go donate.
Yes, happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride Month.
Yeah. You're very controversial today. You are just hectic.
I don't know what else I'm gonna
chaotic
pull out of my hat.
Yeah, like, I'm very afraid.
Like Trucy Wright.
Jesus. But yeah, I'm happy about that. I like that you came around with Emma.
Okay, I'm gonna send you the tier list, but she's higher than Pearl, Apollo, and Trucy. She's in good.
I'm not surprised.
She's in good.
I'm not surprised.
I'm really enjoying myself replaying Rise from the Ashes.
Okay.
I think it's a really good case. I mean, I know it's a bit slow and the pacing can be worked on, but it is very much final case material.
Yeah, I do think that it's a good case when you view it as a standalone, whereas, like, if you play it in the continuity of the first game, it's exhausting. But as a solo case, I kind of would like to do that because it's the case where I have the least memory of it. So I think
I haven't played it in.
I haven't played it in
over a
so
decade.
Long. Yeah, probably. So, I'm looking forward to replaying it and kind of rediscovering it. I feel like it's the case that's going to surprise me the most.
It will.
I am planning on replaying some of Apollo Justice, like Turnabout Corner.
Yeah.
I did bring it with me.
Perfect.
So, yeah. Here's to a summer of... Yeah, investigation as well. I did bring that too.
I think the most shocking revelation you'll have from Rise from the Ashes is that you'll see how it's... Also, you can see shades, and it's similar to the aquatic Turnabout.
I did mention a few times that I kind of consider it as a DLC, similarly to the aquatic Turnabout.
It's not just that. It's in-case stuff about, like, the characters and the dynamics between the characters, especially the self-righteous guy who is a red herring, Dr. Crab, and Jake Marshall.
Okay.
You think they done it at the beginning, but in actuality they help out by the end.
I'll replay it for sure.
I'm happy you'll replay it. And the way I did, you were right. It is a standalone case because I did the game, I left it behind, the specific case. I did Justice for All, and now I'm going back and replaying it.
Perfect. Okay.
And then Trials and Tribulations.
Yeah, okay. Well...
Perfect.
Let's move on to today's episode.
Absolutely.
Which is centered around...
No, wait.
Oh.
The artist.
Yeah, but like we have to present the episode before.
Yeah, sorry.
The episode is centered around an amazing game, Ghost Trick. And today, because of that, we'll feature an artist that does like a lot of Ghost Trick fan art. And what I found interesting is there's no Ace Attorney fan art.
There is no... I noticed that too, and I would recommend it to them.
Yeah, I would. But I do feel like if they have played like Ghost Trick, they must have heard about Ace Attorney. So I have a hunch they don't like it. You know what I mean?
I don't know because I was looking at their Twitter and one of the tweets or one of the captions said playing Ghost Trick should be obligatory to everyone. So I'm thinking like how different is the story? I mean, gameplay wise, I get it.
Yeah.
But the quality in storytelling is still there.
Of like, yeah, I do think they could. I think Ghost Trick and Ace Attorney are super close. They're like close sisters.
Yeah.
So they could potentially enjoy it, but I don't know. I find it weird that someone who's love Ghost Trick haven't played Ace Attorney yet. So maybe if they don't feature it, it's because they don't enjoy it.
Like your physics teacher.
Like my physics teacher, absolutely.
Who only played investigation.
Can you believe that? That was so
like
weird.
The only way to describe him would be a bastard. Like it's bastardized.
My physics teacher?
It's bastardized.
He wasn't my physics teacher.
It's inbred.
He was my physics replacement.
Substitutes,
yeah.
Well, then forget about it. Like it's bastardized. it's.
Yeah. Imagine if he's listening to this. I'm so sorry. I don't even remember his name. He was
Bonjour.
Bonjour. Désolé. J'ai eu une bonne note of physics au bac.
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride. Yeah. But wait, was it my physics teacher or my science teacher? It's in this realm.
Okay.
But yeah.
So with that long introduction for our artist.
Absolutely.
Would you like to make the reveal?
Yeah, absolutely. So the artist featured this week is HT on Instagram. They're a wonderful artist and they do loads of different like art style and what's the word? Like Metal Gear Solid, Ghost Trick, Keanu Reeves, like loads of different
properties,
yeah. So they have a lot of... What? I'm just coming off of a 24-hour exam.
What?
Are you sure it's properties?
Yeah.
Like
franchises.
Franchise, yeah. That's the word.
I was about to say.
So my brain is a bit fried. I'm sorry about that. I'm so tired. But they have like loads of... It's the bleach. It's the 24-hour exam on phonetics. And yeah. So they do loads of different artwork for different franchise. They have Ghost Trick, of course. But also John Wick.
Yeah, lots of Keanu Reeves.
I saw some of the Les Miserables. The musical.
What?
Yeah.
A lot of diverse art.
Yes, we love range in interest and range and stuff we like. But we're gonna focus mainly on their Ghost Trick fan art.
I mean, we've saved the snake ones, or you can send me the memes. There's also Pokemon. They did Toxel, which is
that a Pokemon?
Yeah, that's a Pokemon.
Okay,
it's cool. But yeah, Ghost Trick fan art.
Absolutely.
I love how they draw Yomiel, their hair.
I know. I was thinking the same thing. Like, it's one of their most interesting feature, I think.
And signature
look. And it's always like, it's so fluffy and so fluid, and I love it. It looks like water.
It reminds me, I think, of like when you're pressing Trick, how it's a fire.
Oh,
like a
exactly.
Flame, a flame, yeah.
Yeah, his hair is literally like an upward flame.
Yeah.
I really, really like this.
Which one's your favorite?
My favorite is, well, I have a couple, but I love the eye one.
Yeah, the
where
one
they
where
share the eye.
Sissel and Yomiel.
It was amazing.
That's my favorite one as well.
So clever. They share a vision. It was really cute. But I also really like, first of all, Cabanilla from the back was really cool. Like the silhouette, the shoes. And I like the one where it's just Yomiel from the back and you just see his hair like a big flame. Yeah. This one was really cool. What about you?
We didn't say spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert!
I'll just put an image at the beginning. My favorite one is the vision one, the eye one. But I also really enjoyed stumbling across the time-lapse video of...
Oh, yeah.
They're making the... I was about to say Athena.
Yeah.
Lynn and Yomiel. Yeah, print.
Isn't there a bit of Sissel? Isn't that... It's really cute. Lynn looks so happy.
Yeah.
So adorable. So yeah.
I'm so happy we found a Ghost Trick.
Me too. I was really excited about it. I would like to say for the record, I really like their snake fan art as well. He's super cute. He looks adorable.
He does.
Doesn't he?
Oh, with the snake in the back.
Yes!
I love this one.
And the lilies, it's really good.
So, please, everyone go follow HT. We'll link their handle in the description.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And thank you for giving us permission.
Yeah, thank you for agreeing to be featured.
Yes.
And we hope you get to play Ace Attorney, or at least tell us why you don't like it so we can convince you otherwise.
Yeah, tell us. I'm actually really curious. If you have played it, what haven't you liked about it? Because it's quite similar to Ghost Trick. So yeah, for sure.
Perfect.
Now. The pièce de résistance of this podcast. The actual podcast.
The actual podcast.
Ghost Trick. So
we love it. We absolutely love it.
Absolutely.
We were talking the other day, and it's just such a good game.
It's an amazing game.
It is, and I was talking with Lucy when she finished it, and I was telling her how when I finished it, after I finished it, just listening to the soundtrack would just prompt tears for me. I'd start crying. It's so good. It just hit a nerve.
It is this. everything is flawless in this game.
It is.
The animation, the soundtrack, like, it's just excellent from start to finish. There's not a boring moment. There's not a moment when it gets too long or it's too quick and it's unexplained. It's honestly
a perfect small game.
Amazing. Like, I was thinking about it and I was just like, I'm so sad that it didn't do well sell-wise, because it is an amazing game. And I would recommend it to anyone. Like, I usually take quite a long time to finish games. Like, I really want to enjoy it. I finished in like 3 days. 3 days.
Because it's so intriguing.
I was hooked from the beginning.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Yeah.
So we've each, like our episode series, we've each prepared questions for each other. We probably have some of the same questions.
Probably.
Because, I mean, how much can we say also in relation to Ace Attorney?
Okay.
But I have 13, I have 12, and you have 13.
Yeah.
Do you want to go first?
Sure. So my first question for you was, what was the best and what was the worst chapter?
Best and worst chapter. Okay. We've discussed this already.
Yeah.
My favorite chapters are, I don't remember them by number because it's been so, I played it back in November.
Yeah.
But I love the chapter where you revisit the Camilla's neighbors with the mouse.
And the chandelier.
Yeah.
It's so much fun.
It's so good. I love the music. It reminds me of Mario and 64, like the desert. And it showed how, like, the desert, the reminiscence of the desert theme also, like, convinced me that the daughter was actually sick. Like, she had a fever.
Yeah.
So I love that episode. And but my all-time episode, I just remember, my all-time favorite chapter would have to be the chicken kitchen.
It's the best.
It is.
It is absolutely the best. It's so much fun.
It is. When you hop onto the cart and you go upstairs.
Oh, and with the car, when you try, like, when you get into the kitchen afterwards, it's the best. It was my favorite as well. Like, I enjoyed it so much.
Yeah. What about least favorite?
I don't know. I'm looking at the chapters right now to kind of make up my mind. I did remember growing a bit frustrated with the chapter in the prison, in the dark.
That's the one I was going to mention.
Because it was a little, like, it was hard. And I was just like, I had to redo it a lot of time. And I was just like... And the one in the Prime Minister's office with the globe, that was
the most frustrating for me personally.
They're not bad. They're just hard.
That's what I was going to say.
Also, like, talks about the quality of the game. Like, there's no bad chapters.
No, there's no bad chapter necessarily. But these chapters definitely needed more attention because the puzzles... I remember, like, how many times I got caught by the security guard.
Oh my god,
with the night vision goggles. That was, like, it sent me. And the Prime Minister had to look at the walkthrough because, like, the melon and the globe stuff were so, like...
It was so
had
hard.
to be perfectly timed and detailed.
And I feel like if the globe was in the wrong position, it would roll the other way. It was just, like, so hard to figure out on your own. Like, impossible to figure out on your own.
And also, I know, like you said, how the pacing is really good. And I do agree. But I specifically am an impatient person.
Yeah.
So one of the chapters that I would have to criticize would have to be the first chapter where we visit the park. And you find out that Camilla's been...
Like, you find out about Missile's power?
Yeah, and how Camilla was taken captive.
It was really long because you had to wait for, like, special events.
Yes.
Yeah, it was.
Like, that, I was starting to think as well, like, where is this going? Like, the story, what's happening? Like, so I was, like, starting to lose patience. But then it renews itself when, like, we get the new power. And a lot of the flashback stuff starts to be revealed after that.
True.
So it did, like, at that point, I was kind of like, okay, where is this going? Yeah.
All right. What is your next question?
My next question is favorite and least favorite character.
Okay, that was my next question.
Okay.
Perfect.
We warned you.
2 in 1, yeah. I have a weird answer, I think my favorite character is the dude in the park.
Loda Hart
guardian. He made me laugh. Like I wouldn't say it's my favorite character, but that's who came to mind. Like it's such a it's such a funny character and this funny concept, and it reminded me of a cartoon from my childhood, which was called Tupu, which was a girl living in the trees, and she had like the same hair and the same color pattern of like green.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it gave me like, it was so funny. I liked him. It was a little bit insane. Who's your favorite?
Like, it'd be basic enough if we said Lynn or Yomiel.
Lynn is amazing.
Lynn, I love Lynn. Like, that's the thing. I love her. I think that would have to be my favorite character. But if we're not taking the easy answer, then it have to... I have 3 candidates. It's either Missile.
Missile's the best. He's so
I
cute.
love Missile.
And he's such like... he's so positive.
Yeah, even as Ray. I love him. Then I really enjoyed the waitress at the chicken kitchen.
She was a lot of fun.
The hopeless romantic.
Yeah.
I enjoyed her. Like, it genuinely made me laugh how she was reacting to that guy rejecting her. Because it kind of rang true to us.
And that chapter was just amazing. So it was just like all in one together.
And I think the last, my last favorite character... Like, for me, it's the same, but I would, like, appreciate a lot Beauty and Cabanela. Like, they have that hot energy.
They would make a cute couple.
They would. I really like how Beauty carries a whip with her.
Francisca vibes.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But, yeah, to be honest, now that you say it, I do think I also really enjoyed the waitress. Yeah. She was loads of fun.
With green hair.
We loved that. And... the writer, the wife of the prime minister, she was just like, I kind of want to be her. You know what I mean? Like, sit all day long writing just smut.
Yeah, self-pride. Just she
self-love.
Didn't care. Not taking any shit from anyone. Criticism, what is that?
Yes, we love her.
Just
and
hot.
She made me laugh.
A MILF.
Who was your least favorite character?
I'm gonna say something very interesting. I'd have to say Cabanela again.
Same.
I know I said he's one of my favorite, but I love like his mannerisms and his outfit. Like when every time he showed up, he like whipped his hands out and stuff. But as a character, how flawed the stuff he did were. Yeah. It really got on my nerves.
Like, same. Basically, I do like him. Like, he's an entertaining. Like, I like his design. I like his moves. The way he called Lynn baby all the time annoyed me. Like, she is also a detective.
Patronizing.
Super patronizing. And the stuff he didn't make sense. Like, there's loads of like,
like, he got on my nerves after the chapter with Jowd.
Yeah. Jowd is an amazing character as well.
Daddy.
Just like father energy, just sweet, dad bod. You would cuddle with him.
You would.
He looks like he has a hairy chest.
He absolutely has a hairy chest.
And a dad bod.
And
he paints, and I love that.
And he probably has a fat cock as well.
We should do an episode about penises. Who has the biggest penis in the franchise?
That's gonna be bleeped out.
Okay, perfect.
I miss bleeping stuff out.
I think Cabanela has a bigger dick.
What?
Because he's so skinny. Skinny and tall guys are interesting.
Yeah. Maybe.
Cabanela
has a horse dick.
Yomiel?
No.
Super skinny.
Maybe Yomiel has a skinny dick. Okay, this is not the Ghost Trick Dick episode, but yeah, least favorite would have to be Cabanela.
Even though I do like him, like it also speaks of like the characters are all really interesting.
But I also really got irritated with that one inmate who had that weird head. The
curry lover, yeah. Why?
I don't know. He just irritated me, like how we tricked him. And during the trick session so easily.
He was easily fooled.
I was like, why are you flashing all the time? Not flashing, like flushing the toilet.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I get that. It was kind of like, how can the guard not know?
Yeah.
Whatever. Oh, I really like this guard duo as well.
Same.
They were funny.
They were cute.
They were cute. It was like a good comedy duo.
Gay couple.
Oh, that's
I ship them.
I ship them.
That can go on the rest of my...
Enemies to lovers.
Yeah.
Slow burn.
That can go on the rest of the pile of ships I have.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Simon Keyes and Horace Knightley.
Wait.
Will Powers and Dick Gumshoe.
Oh, yeah. Some of the, detectives annoyed me.
Who?
The Payne and Phoenix one, they were slightly annoying.
Right.
They might be my least
They
favorite.
were annoying. Yeah, they were irritating, but they didn't get on my nerves because they were so secondary.
There were so little of them, but I think when it comes to my least favorite, probably them. Okay.
Perfect.
So,
what is your next question?
My next question, apart from the one we just did, was who has the best character design?
That's my next question.
I knew it. My first 3 questions are
basic.
Very basic. Yeah.
It's my next question is my it's favorite and least favorite designs.
Okay. We've slightly discussed this.
Yes, we did, and I think I love the hair on everyone. Honestly, I mean, so many great hairstyles. You have Yongyil, you have Lin,
the rock star,
the waitress, Beauty. Beauty has the best hair in the entire game. I think that would have to be my favorite design, Beauty because of the hair. The spiral, it's just
that.
I love that, and I love how she carries a whip. I love how she's she's like if Mia was shamelessly a dominatrix. She doesn't hide it.
Yes, absolutely. And
evil. Yeah. In terms of design, I also appreciate the rider's hair. How it looks like a tulip.
Yeah. It was really cute.
Erotic again. I really enjoyed it. But yeah.
But I think your least favorite though?
Least favorite? I think the park guy.
Really?
It didn't make sense. What the fuck was that hair?
It was just growing it out.
Then it'd be long, not in the shape of a fucking ball. Of a ball sack.
That was not a ball sack. There was only one ball.
Well,
I mean...
a ball sack of someone who has only one ball.
Of Steve from Sex and the City.
Yes.
Okay, I can see that. My favorite, and we've already talked about it, it's not really I love his design. But I think that was the design, when I saw it, I was like, this is so interesting. The Cabanela's boss who scratches...
His feet
made me laugh so much, and I think this is a really good testimony of how much work is put into this game, because they took this minor character and gave him such a strong and you remember it design, memorable.
Someone scratching his feet.
Exactly, and I think they could have easily dismissed it as just it's just a boring character, but they put you could tell they had fun with it, and they created striking design and character appearance that gives you a story. This guy is itchy for some
and it's
reason.
not even pointed out in dialogue.
Yeah, it's just he's called the Itchy Man. I loved everything about it. So he's probably my favorite design. I loved it when I saw it. And least favorite, I don't really know.
The one I did find weird. It's not my worst, but the chef.
Oh, why?
His nose looked like bread. Which is a weird choice considering he's cooking chicken. Why does it look like a loaf of bread?
Maybe they could have made him more chickeny.
Yes.
I think my least favorite character design are the 2 guards that we talked about, because they have such different personalities. I wish they were looking more different.
Yeah.
A more striking difference. Because I do get they have the same uniform, but the team showed that they can do amazing character designs. I wish we'd have more striking stuff, because at one point they had their places inverted, and I was like, who is who? Because I could only recognize them by the one standing and the one sitting.
And hair color.
Yeah, I wish they had a little more difference.
So you hate gay people?
Absolutely.
Oh,
that's the message.
Great. And you were worried about Beyonce's cock.
Yeah. In Pride Month? How dare you?
Here's the thing. I forgot about... I think it's either Beauty or the guy with the cocktail hair.
Yeah.
Those are my two favorites.
Oh, yeah. Well, you did say Beauty.
I did, yeah, it's Beauty or the cocktail guy.
That's an amazing
Like,
character.
how he looks like a fucking martini is amazing.
We love that.
He's very hot.
He's a bit nagging, though.
A what?
Like, mean to the waitress.
Yeah, he is. To him. He's full of himself.
Yeah.
I mean, if I look like that, I'd be...
What's stopping you from looking like this? Grow your hair out.
It will be my next life objective.
And
look like a martini. Yeah.
Problem solved.
Absolutely problem solved.
What is your next question?
My next question, bestie Sock, is which Ace Attorney villain is most similar to Yomiel? How would you characterize him as a villain?
For some reason, the first thing I thought about was Damon Gaunt, but I think that's purely like physical because of the lightning bolts and the colors. Why don't you give me your answer because I've needed time to think about it.
I didn't think about it at all, but the first thing that comes to mind is Simon Keyes.
Yeah, I think that's a really good answer.
Like, not because of the facade by any means, but because
of the reason why he does what he does.
Yes, and also just masterminding everything. Like, they're both called a manipulator.
Yeah.
That's literally what they're both called in the games.
That's really true.
So the way I would characterize Yomiel is that, yeah, the stuff he did are horrible, but I can't feel sorry for him. Like, the stuff he did, just being alone, like, it's such an interesting motive for a villain. And it's like, usually it's revenge or, oh, he's a psychopath. But in the case of both Simon Keyes and Yomiel, it was sentiment.
Kind of despair in a way.
Yeah, you feel bad for them.
And solitude.
Like, how Simon Keyes was left in a fucking car to freeze to death. And how Yomiel, like...
Yukida is very surprising because she hasn't played the game. Spoiler alert, guys.
Spoiler alert. Sorry.
It's okay.
So, like, Yomiel not being able to be seen, that must have been horrible.
I have my answer.
Yeah.
I think Simon Keyes is really true, but also Inimini, because they kind of share this kind of... Inimini technically is dead, and just kind of in between the word of the living and dead, she's using someone else's identity. She's like living in, like, she cannot be herself. She cannot really talk to people about it. So I think they have slightly similar circumstances, and of course the revenge.
Oh, that's really interesting. How no one could see the actual.
Yeah.
The
truth. The same word for Yomiel. I keep saying Sissel because I'm used to it.
How would you characterize Yomiel as a villain?
Just like this kind of loneliness and despair.
Yeah.
That anger and revenge was his only life purpose. And that's the only thing he could have. Like, he couldn't change anything else, which is really sad. And I love that he's not really a villain. I love that. And I think that was a really interesting choice. And you really understand his action by the end. And he's a very well-rounded character.
Completely.
Because when you get to know him, you're like, I would have probably, like, you think of yourself in his situation, like, what would I have done? And I do think I would have done something similar. I would have wanted people to see me.
There's empathy by the end, and it's shocking how Shu Takumi managed to construct such a strong character and how he made us feel for him, even though he's not in the game. Like, he just shows up right at the end.
Yeah, it's amazing. And that dialogue with Lynn at the end on the submarine is, like, brilliant.
Because you think we are Yomiel.
Yeah.
So you construct a picture of him in your head, like, that's us.
Yeah.
But then, the way they write him into existence is by contrasting Cecil, by creating a contrast between Cecil and Yomiel, and, like, the main character and narrator saying, I'd never do that.
Yeah, exactly. So, really interesting, and I really like that character.
Same.
Brilliant.
What's your next question, Bestie Sock?
My next question is, in your opinion, what is the strongest theme in the game?
Theme? So, I'm not sure about the themes though. Like, it's not as, or it's not that it's not as obvious, but I haven't given it that much thought.
Yeah.
Like with Investigations 2, I could safely say it's inheritance. But here, I guess the strongest theme I'd have to go with would have to be like loneliness.
Okay.
Because like if it's powerful enough, like so hurtful for you to be invisible and lonely, then if it justifies you like doing all that mess and harm, like it corrupted you, and I think that's shown very interestingly through Yomiel, yeah. It's like a very character-driven theme. What about you?
I wrote down that for me the strongest theme was second chance, with the idea of like going back in time, like having a second chance to do stuff, but also like tons of character get a second chance, like redemption in a way, like Yomiel.
That's super interesting.
Jode. Like I thought it was like kind of cool that it has this theme of like, oh, in the gameplay it's like you have a second chance, but also Yomiel has a redemption. Jode in a way because he's like cleared of all these charges.
Yeah.
Lynn as well, she's accused of murder. So I thought it was really interesting, like a good link between the story, like the gameplay and the story.
And I love how some of the characters are given a second chance even before the ending, which just wipes out everything and makes it good. Like, for example, how the Justice Minister and his wife get back together from the war.
Yeah. So I really like that.
Which means it got wiped out in the end.
True. I was thinking about that, like, what if they don't get together because of stuff? You know, like, when you change the past, it always impacts the future. Let's not think about it too
Let's
much.
not think about it.
Yeah.
So my next question, which we have discussed already, but not on the podcast.
Oh, no, we do see them together in the credits.
We do?
Yeah.
Okay.
They visit their office.
Then they're happy once again.
Perfect.
So my next question is rank the games. Like Ace Attorney and Ghost Trick.
That is also one of my questions.
Perfect.
So mine is number 1, still Trials and Tribulation. Number 2, Ace Attorney 1. And number 3, Ghost Trick. Ghost Trick is in my top 3, absolutely.
Wow.
I loved it. I think it's a fantastic game. I do think it's slightly... I do like Trials and Tribulation, the first Phoenix Wright, better. I think it was a more complex story.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
Like it had more weight. And then 4th position, Investigation 2. And then kind of the rest. What about you?
For me, it's more difficult because for me, I feel the exact same way I feel about Ghost Trick as I do with Investigations 2.
Yeah, I know it's problematic. Maybe they could be tied.
But I feel bad about abusing Snap to choose when he was like... I mean,
karma is coming your way with this
It is
game.
coming. So, if I had to choose between Investigations 2 and Ghost Trick, I'd probably choose Ghost Trick. It's just, like, I know, like, Investigations 2 is one of my favorite games ever, but Ghost Trick... it ties everything together. There's no flaws for me. Like, I love it. I personally love it. And for it to, like, compel me to cry when I'm listening to the soundtrack is just... it's a sign of, like, how powerful it is.
I agree.
Yeah.
What is your next... Well...
I asked those.
Okay. My next question is... If you had to remove one chapter and replace it by a case from Ace Attorney, what would it be?
Ooh. That doesn't even make sense.
Like, what case would fit nice as a chapter? More like a setting, in a way.
A setting. Okay. I know the park chapter, which I criticized before, is essential because you learn a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And you get the new power as well. But if I had to change, I would change that one. And if I had to change it with a case, it would have to be Turnabout Goodbyes, because it handles Good Lake so well, and it's also like a very important chapter in Ace Attorney as well. So I think like if the park was replaced with Good Lake, they already both have a lot of heart.
True.
So it wouldn't be that much change, but I think Turnabout Goodbyes did it better, the setting.
I get that. Okay. Good answer.
What about you? Thank you.
I think I was maybe thinking about the Justice Minister's Office chapter. That will be maybe the one I'll remove because it was so frustrating and it didn't like add this much. And the only thing I could think of would be, but like it's the only like two that I talk about for Ace in Early Case, like either
the Aquatic Turnabout
or
Turnabout Samurai.
No, Recipe for Turnabout.
Recipe for Turnabout.
Because like we already have a restaurant, so when it has like a smaller one, like a rival one, it could be cute, and an aquarium could be great. You could like go into the fishes or stuff like that. So yeah, I think they would fit nicely with Ghost Drake, but that's also because I have a bias with them.
Yeah, definitely. Our viewers can justify. Viewers can justify that.
What is your next question?
My next question is, what would you change?
I don't think I would change anything apart from minor details because I do think it's a very almost perfect game. Everything everything is important.
I agree.
Everything comes back. Everything has value. It's coherent. There's nothing that I would add or change. I don't know. What about you?
I'm not sure either. Like, I don't know why I noted it down, considering we both think it's a perfect game.
If I could change something, maybe the Justice Minister character kind of bored me. Maybe someone add a little bit of peps to him. That's, I don't know. But it's really if I'm stretching, like if I'm reaching for something to find.
If I had to change something, I think it would probably be in the gameplay. Like, I know I played it on phone, but it's not so much about the technicalities rather than the difficulty. Like, it's nice that it was a challenge, but like when it got too hard, I was just like, okay, like it's not that I got frustrated, it's like I lost my interest because the story is so good. You're just like, let me look at the walkthrough so I can get this out of the way and just continue on with the story. So if it made it more puzzling, but puzzling in the way that it kind of like holds your hand as well, I think I'd enjoy the puzzles a bit more. Yeah. And definitely add more puzzles. Yeah. Because it was so story-centered that we barely got any gameplay.
I think it was a nice balance, though.
There was a nice balance, but there was like one puzzle per location, and there was so much dialogue and advancement.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I get that.
So what's your next question, Bestie Sock?
It is a question that is reoccurring, and the thing is, where would you put Larry, Maya?
I have that question.
Really?
I have the question about Larry.
5 characters. So what chapter would you put Larry in? Maya, Edgeworth, Francisca, and Gumshoe.
Okay, let me wait. If you had to put Larry in a chapter, where would you put him? So tell me again, it's Larry, Maya,
Edgeworth, Francisca, Gumshoe.
Not Phoenix?
Well, Phoenix is kind of in the game already.
True. True. Okay, this needs thought.
Take your time.
Francisca would have to be in the kidnapped chapter.
Ooh.
Because she'd be friends with Beauty.
They would.
Like, they'd be sidekicks with their whips. Edgeworth would be in the Prime Minister's office.
That makes sense.
In the Justice Minister's office. Because he'd be like pals with him, like in a la investigations, like he has his connections and stuff. And I could also picture Francisca having connections with the Justice Minister.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maya would be either in the chicken kitchen eating burgers. Yeah. Or at home with Camilla playing.
Oh, that's so true.
Because she's so similar to Pearls.
Yeah.
Larry. would also be in the chicken kitchen, and he'd be like sitting a table across from Beauty and just fucking doing that like wolf from Looney Tunes, like his eyes would roll out of their sockets and his tongue would just like fall on the table and stuff. That would be Larry in the chicken kitchen. And who else is left?
Gumshoe.
Gumshoe is not a chapter, but it's where the head of police scratches his feet. It's like that.
Yeah,
cutaway,
that kind of vibe.
Like he'd like burst the door open and be like, here are your papers, pal, or something like that.
He would.
What about your answers?
He would. I thought Francisca would be in the prison.
Yeah.
Because I could see her interacting with those two dudes. And especially the nervous one, I think she'd whip the shit out of him.
Yeah.
And that would make for great comedy dude, like trio. I would like to see that. For Gumshoe, he gives me junkyard energy. I think he'd be there for some reason, maybe with the pigeon dude. I think he'll just like kind of live there almost. Like,
not Sebastian.
Sebastian? Oh yeah. Sebastian energy. Maya chicken kitchen, absolutely.
Yes.
Eating her ass out, you know.
Her ass out?
Yes. I meant her art out, but still. For Larry, I thought he would either be in the park, I'm getting strong park energy, or in the chicken kitchen. As in, I think he'd work there, and I think he'd have a crush on the waitress.
Like a gig.
Yeah, I think he'd be like, you know, the people who wash the dishes.
Yeah.
I think it would be like kind of like that. It would like be dating the waitress and have a huge crush on her.
He'd be totally dating the waitress.
And he'd be like working there to be with her.
Yeah.
And like Maya would be like, Larry. And for Edgeworth, I second the Justice Minister thing. Absolutely.
It makes sense.
It's his vibe.
It is.
It's his vibe.
Or in the park, getting framed for murder.
Of course. Like everything that he does.
Great. Perfect.
Perfecto.
So my next question is, rank the following: Maya, Athena, Rafa, Trucy, Emma, or Lynn?
Okay.
Here's the list.
Thank you. I'm trying to know. For me, it's Maya.
Wait, you're barely being...
For me, it's Maya, Lynn.
Oh my god, second?
Yeah, I love Lynn.
I love Lynn as well.
Okay, it's not... I'm gonna say Rafa after.
Okay.
She's a really fun assistant.
She is.
Then Emma. Then Athena. I love the character. I don't love her as an assistant.
Or her treatment.
Yeah, her treatment. And then lastly, Trucy. I do like her. I just think she's in a bunch with amazing other character.
Absolutely.
What about you?
Well, as assistants, not as characters, I would also have to say Maya and Lynn. Definitely.
Yeah.
And then I'd also place Rafa. Wait, did you place Emma? It was one above Rafa. Athena.
Yeah.
So yeah, me same. Like it's the same from Maya, Lynn, Rafa, Emma, Trucy, Athena.
Okay.
Because although I love Athena, I don't like her as an assistant, as you said. I prefer to see her as a lawyer.
You know what? Yeah, maybe Trucy before Athena as well for me.
Trucy was a fun
assistant with the magic stuff and yeah. Okay. My next question is: if you could go back 4 minutes in your own life, what would you change?
Oh my god. What is this? The moral podcast?
Absolutely.
The ethical podcast. What would you do?
Me?
Yeah.
I broke my toilet when I was 12 and it's been hunting me. Like, I didn't break it by, like, pooping or anything. I just wanted to repair it.
You farted so hard.
No. I wanted to repair it and it was porcelain and I, like, put the lid on the floor and it broke.
Oh my god.
And it was just, like, such a stupid thing. It could have been so easily avoided.
How old were you?
12.
Okay.
So I would change that. And I do think a chapter of Ghost Trick in a bathroom, amazing.
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah. What about you?
My answer would be nothing because no regrets. But since you said the toilet thing, I do have a funny story with a toilet, which I do kind of regret because it was so stupid. Basically, when I was like maybe like 13 or 13 or 15, somewhere there, like
early teens,
like mid-teenhood, the toilets in my house, there was one which was deficient, so we changed it, and the old one we threw in the dumpster, and me and my sister secretly went to the dumpster and picked it out, like the toilet. And we wanted to make a throne or a flower pot out of it.
Oh my god.
And like we started washing it, and like we started like...
Was it heavy?
It was heavy, yeah.
How did you bring it?
Like I carried it. I carried it from the dumpster to the garden, and we like started like cleaning it and repairing it and stuff. And then like it was genuinely the work which was done on it was just like they either broke or sawed it off the wall, so it was just like literally trash. So I went to clean it and I cut my hand on the porcelain.
No.
And it's this scar.
There is a scar, guys. Oh my god.
Confirmed, debunked. I cut it so deep, and I'm so scared of cuts and stuff, which like I could see my bone. And I didn't even, like, I never got stitches. I never want to get stitches, and I didn't get it stitched. I like held it together until it stuck back together, and it did.
Am
disgusted. Yeah, that's what I would regret. I would go 4 minutes back and stop myself from cleaning.
I get that toilet. But I also like that you said no regrets, because by changing the past, you do impact your future. And I believe I'm in a very good timeline of my life. And I like where I'm at.
I mean, can you imagine if we changed the timeline and we never got to get Turnabout podcast?
We could have never met. Like, if I submitted my application just like 1 second later, we would have been in the same flat and stuff. So we are in the superior timeline for sure.
Absolutely.
What is your next question, Bestie? Shoot.
My next question, Bestie Sock, is: do you think a sequel would work?
No.
Me neither. Let's move on.
Should we explain it? I don't know.
I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory because it wraps up everything.
Yeah, it's like a mystery.
Yeah, introduces the mystery, wraps it up, and like, because it ends with an ideal storyline, like that the timeline is perfect, then...
And also the whole thing is finding out who you are, so then would you be a different person?
Yeah, there's...
Yeah, I think Ace Attorney works perfectly as a sequel, because it's like, you know...
Because the first and second games have so many unwrapped questions and answered, like Misty Faye, what happened to her?
So yeah, no, for me.
Wait, do you think, side question, do you think we should have gotten Apollo Justice, or do you think you would be happy if it was just Ace Attorney 1 to 3? That's really interesting though.
I feel like if we hadn't gotten Apollo Justice, I would spend my whole life waiting for a sequel.
Same.
So I am kind of happy we got
I'm happy we got more games as well. Like, despite the quality dropping, I don't care. I
enjoy the games,
Same.
You know, so yeah. My next question is...
Because it's the same for me, what you said with Sly Cooper.
Yeah.
Everyone is still waiting on a sequel.
It's like you'd spend your whole life
and we're never getting it.
Yeah,
honestly.
And at least like with Apollo Justice, and even like, for instance, Spirit of Justice is not a really great game. However, it did well, so it allows for
more.
The great Ace Attorney and potentially a 7th. So I am happy that the franchise is continuing.
Absolutely.
And even if the games are less good than the first trilogy, there are some really fun elements to it. Rafa is a great character. Like, there's some really good things.
Yeah,
and we wouldn't have gotten them.
I agree.
Yeah.
What's your next question then?
My next question is, at the beginning, who did you think was Ray and Cecil? Like, who do you think the true identity was? Did you have any theories?
Cecil. I didn't see it coming that it was like Yomiel and Sissel were different.
Yeah.
I thought that we just forgot that we were the villain. And that's how it was painted out to be.
True,
like,
okay.
Oh my god, Joud is painting us. The figure in the park who's holding Lynn hostage is like, at gunpoint, is like, it's the exact same silhouette as us. It's probably us.
Yeah.
And it didn't turn out to be that. But Ray, it was such a mystery for me. And I was like, by the end, because we don't see him that much after those few beginning chapters, especially after we revisit the junkyard to prevent the pigeon guy from getting killed, we don't see Ray.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, oh, they're like umping it up to be a big reveal, but we don't see him, so maybe he's just like a spirit or something, like a new character.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I had no idea, and I didn't see it coming that it was a missile at all. I was completely blindsided by that.
I get that.
What about you?
I thought that Ray was the villain. Like, I thought that Ray was the manipulator. Because it was, like, mysterious. Like...
I thought that as well. It's not that it didn't pass my mind, but if you thought that it was a specific character, I thought that was your question. Because I was thinking, oh, he's the bad guy. Like, he can move so freely around the junkyard in the tutorial.
So I was like, for sure he's the villain. And I had no idea who he was after it discovered. Like, I thought, I didn't really see it coming that we were Yomiel.
Yeah.
It kind of caught me by surprise. So I assumed that the manipulator was Ray from the beginning. And for Sissel, I thought we were gonna be like... Before we discovered that we were in Yomiel, I thought we were gonna be just like a random person with a totally different story that would tie into it, like just died in the junkyard. And before we were Yomiel, I thought we were gonna be like... I didn't see it coming that we were villains. I thought we were gonna be like secretly helping Jode or something. I was really confused, but those were like my theories.
Just good writing.
Exactly.
Great.
And great red herrings.
Absolutely. So, and also thinking that the villains were the guys from the other country.
Yeah.
And then they're not.
Yeah.
Like, it's completely swept under the rug.
Exactly. Like, you're like, oh, they were like assassin trying to kill you, and then...
So my next question is, choose a character from Ace Attorney to send to Ghost Trick and vice versa. Also, for the vice versa, also choose the case. Like, when you're sending someone from Ghost Trick to Ace Attorney, choose the case they'd be in.
Okay. And do we have to pick a character from Ace Attorney that would fit well?
Yeah.
I was gonna say Larry because he fits in everything. I have a similar question. A character that would fit in Ace Attorney.
Okay, so yeah.
What is your answer?
I haven't really thought about it, but I do think that I would much rather defend in Turnabout Recipe the waitress from Chicken Kitchen rather than
absolutely.
Yeah, rather than Maggie Bird.
Absolutely.
And she'd make such a better girlfriend for Gumshoe.
It would be we should ship them. We should create.
Yeah.
She would be so much fun and kind of like secretive, and
yeah,
I would love that.
What about you?
Yeah, I was gonna say the Parks guy. I think it would fit well in the Ace Attorney universe because it's so like.
Which case?
Well, there's Turnabout Goodbyes because it happens in a park. But because there's Loda Hart in there, I think they'd look a bit too similar.
I think you could put him in Turnabout Corner because
I was gonna say that, yeah.
There's no character in the park.
It would be like, and Turnabout Corner's character aren't that fun, apart from Gael June. So I do think like having a new other kind of crazy character could be fun.
Like a park native local.
Yeah.
That would be interesting. Instead of Emma Sky at the park.
Yeah, I think it'll be good.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my answer. And for character coming, I do really like the idea of Larry dating that waitress and working in the kitchen. So I'm gonna say that. So what about you?
I don't know. Like, This will sound like such a reach, but I feel like if there were more people at the Justice Minister's office, it would feel bad. Like, it would feel nicer and more of a like it'd be
actual
more
office.
like a more memorable case as well. So like what if we sent like a secretary type, like the ambassador from investigations, Colias, like the one who has the coupons and stuff, if we send him like as a secretary to...
That would be fun. Yeah, because it does feel really empty.
And it's especially like during a time where he's making hard decisions, so you'd think like it'd be chaotic in there, but it's not.
True. Okay. Is it my
That's
turn?
such a weird answer.
No, but it makes sense. Like diplomatic vibes.
Okay, scratch that. I'd have the bellboy with the beauty.
No!
So close.
The bellboy is kind of evil though. So we'd be...
Evil?
He has evil energy.
Evil taste. I love the bellboy. There's unspeakable stuff I want to do to him.
Yeah, let them remain unspeakable and unspoken.
We'll mention them in the bellboy episode next week.
Yeah, the bellboy episode is coming. We keep postponing it because it's so heavy.
Yes, and very theme heavy.
Okay. My next question is, who do you think is the game villain and why?
Yikes. I mean, the game's villain is definitely Yomiel.
Yeah.
There's no like questioning it. He killed people.
There is the foreigners that are mean.
He killed people. Like, that's definitely making him the villain. But it doesn't mean that because he's the villain of the game that he's not justifiable or like we have empathy towards him. It means that, but excuse me, it doesn't mean that, but yeah, I think he's a villain.
Okay.
What about you?
I think there's not a villain. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I think there's a strong antagonist, but I don't think there's a clear-cut villain like in Ace Attorney where like there's some people who are straight up evil and are very clearly villains.
The villain of the game, like as a label, would have to be Yomiel, but Yomiel as a character is not a villain. Yeah. He's more like an anti-hero.
Exactly. I think he's an anti-hero. I don't think there's specifically like one character that's just pure villain.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my answer.
Except for the bellboy.
Yeah, absolutely. Next question, bestie.
How many questions do you have left?
So I have 3.
I have also 3.
Perfect.
But my last 2 are fuck, marry, kills.
No, I have 2 actually.
Oh.
Because we did my last one, which was rank all of the games.
Okay. So ask the next one. So I can ask my penultimate one, and then I have 2 fuck, marry, kills which go together.
My next question kind of ties in the best character design, but who is the best dressed? Like, who would you steal their outfit?
Best dressed? I mean, I love Beauty. Again, she's my answer for everything. Like, I would definitely rock that outfit. But I also really like Lynn's coat.
Lynn is a really fun.
And Jowd's sweater. The pink sweater. With the paint on it.
Oh, yeah. Kind of Phoenix
on homage to Larry.
Larry and Phoenix.
Larry when he's...
Yeah, exactly. I love that.
And Phoenix with the...
Okay, good answer.
Yeah. What about you?
I might steal it. I love that sweater from Jode, and I'd completely forgotten about it. And it's an amazing sweater. But I think for me it would be Cabanella. Like, he's very stylish, and that red scarf, that white trench. For me, that's the answer.
Burberry trench.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here comes some hater. Get us some thirst quench.
Yes.
So my last question before we enter disgusting territory, it's if you were a character, who would you be?
I think I'd be Lynn.
Lynn. Okay, yeah. Because I've been saying this since a long of time.
I think I'd be Lynn.
That if you were a character, you'd be her.
Yeah. What about you?
Definitely the waitress.
Okay, I can see that for sure.
Just feeling rejected by someone who isn't even interested.
I mean, that's human life, isn't it?
But the way she handles it is just me, like, being all, like, sullen and stuff. Like, sulking.
Okay, I could see that. Yeah, definitely. I like that answer.
I love her.
She's the best.
Underrated.
She's the best.
Yeah.
An undercover agent?
On roller skates?
On roller skates, serving chicken, dream life, dream job.
Well, not chicken, but maybe vegan chicken.
I don't mind the chicken. Bring it in. My last question is, how did the game surprise you, and what did you expect?
So, the way I got into it is that we mentioned this last week as well, but the full story is that my really good friend from back home, I wanted him to play Ace Attorney. Mm-hmm. So we were looking at the App Store for Ace Attorney, and I had heard of Ghost Trick, but I didn't know it was available. So the night I showed him, like, oh, here's the thing, you can download it. I saw Ghost Trick. I was like, okay, as soon as he goes home, I'm downloading it.
Yeah.
And honestly, I didn't have that many expectations. Like, I went into it without knowing anything about it. I didn't know what it was. I just knew it was written by Shu Takumi. And just, so with no expectations, it just surprised me how good it is, how much of a hidden gem it is, how few people have heard of it.
Yeah.
Like, that's how genuinely surprised me, how, like, absolute, like, amazing quality in everything. Writing, design, music.
True.
Music is wow. Yeah.
The music is amazing. The design, the animation.
Everything
is so good.
I love this game so much.
And I even love the fact that it's like, it's not the 8-bite, but like the faces are not super detailed. I love that. It brings such a retro feel to it. Like, it's so good.
What about you?
First, the ending definitely surprised me. Yeah. I didn't see it coming, and I loved it. The identity of Ray really surprised me. Kind of the storyline of the manipulator, I expected that, like, because they gave you enough information that you can kind of guess that a ghost has the power to, like, take control of humans. Because you see Lynn being manipulated, the mom and stuff. But yeah, like, just everything else really surprised me, and I loved it. Because, like, I wasn't surprised by the quality, because you had warned me was so good.
Yeah. What's really surprising with my experience is that, I never told you this, but the way the app sold the game was in chapters. So they sold bundle of chapters differently, or the whole game.
Okay.
And I thought that I had purchased the whole game, when in fact I had just purchased the first few chapters.
Oh.
And I thought the ending was coming based on the times of each chapter. So I was like, wait a minute, we're approaching 12 a.m. How is this gonna wrap up?
Yeah.
And in the end, like, I finished and I was like, wait, what just happened? I don't remember which chapter it was specifically, but I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
I think it was helping Zhao escape.
Yeah, that can be the ending, yeah. Yeah, because he has to be executed before midnight.
Yeah, so I was like, what? And then it just said, buy the rest of the chapters. I was like, holy fucking shit.
Thank God, yeah.
But yeah. And I was too scared to
Google it.
Like, how many chapters there are.
Of course, yeah, that makes sense. I would have been freaked out too.
So yeah, I was just like, wait, is this the ending? No, this can't be the ending. Is this the ending? Like, when we were when we first got to the submarine, I thought this was gonna be the true ending. Yeah. But then so much shit happens after that.
It's so good. It's honestly so good.
So yeah.
What is your...
My last two questions are fuck, marry, kills.
First, perfect. The tradition.
Yes, and it's secondary and secondary characters and then protagonists.
Okay.
So fuck, marry, kill secondary characters is... This is how they were named in the Wikipedia page.
Okay, yeah, they have strange names.
Fuck, marry, kill. Fastidious glass polisher, aka Martini guy.
Okay.
Masked Muscleman, the robot.
Okay.
Or Bailey, the security guard.
Which one?
This is the same.
Okay.
I guess the one who does the dance. Who has, like, the little choreography.
I would kill him.
Oh my god.
Fuck the robots.
Yeah.
Because a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and marry the Martini. because he's very charming, and I like guys who are full of themselves. So, yeah.
This is honestly such a hard question because I fancy all of them.
You fancy all of them?
I do. They're hot.
The dance?
He's cute.
He is cute, but I wouldn't say hot.
I think.
So what is your answer?
I think I'd marry the security guard.
Okay.
Because like
he'd be a really sweet husband.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't know who I'd fuck from the other two.
And who you'd kill?
I'd have to say I'd fuck the robot. Because it is a once in a lifetime experience.
And kill Mr. Martini?
And kill Mr. Martini because although he's full of himself, and that's kind of attractive to me as well, I don't know how much that would last, like, without me losing my patience.
A bit...
Like, he'd want to fuck in front of a mirror,
you
probably.
Think? Martini guy.
Like, his apartment probably, like, he can't even, like, pay rent properly. Like, he's definitely late in his rent, but he definitely paid to have a mirror installed on his, like, ceiling.
Interesting.
100%. Okay. So my last question and the second fact, marry, kill is Yomiel, Jowd, and Cabanela.
Yomiel, Jowd, oh, for sure marry Jowd.
Yeah.
I think Cabanela would be weird in bed. Like, strange. Like, he would bark or something.
Oh my god. He'd call you baby.
So, fucks Yomiel and kill Cabanela.
Okay.
What about you?
I'd marry Yomiel. I know. Like, Jowd is so husband material.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, Yomiel is, like, fun.
Yomiel would be fun.
Like, he'd be a fun husband, like a fun partner. He's also, like, pretty hot.
Yeah.
And I like him wearing a suit as well.
A red suit.
A red suit, like it's bold.
Yeah.
Kind of like Jonas Brothers.
Very Jonas Brother-like.
Yeah. Like burgundy. I'd fuck Jowd.
Of course.
Yeah. Because he's daddy.
He is. He's so dad and husband material.
And I love how we agreed on killing Cabanela.
Yeah.
He
sleazy.
Looks like a rat.
Yeah, he's sleazy. He's kind of douchey.
Ratty.
He looks like he wears a gold chain around his neck.
And way too much cologne.
For sure. He, like, bathes in cologne.
Yuck.
Was that your last question?
It was.
This is a wrap, guys.
Yes. Thank you so much for tuning in for the Ghost Trick episode.
I had so much fun and it was an amazing game. If you haven't played it
100%.
and you've made it this far, sorry for the spoilers, but please play it as soon as possible.
100% recommend. Also, if you're here for the discussion, feel free to subscribe. Now that Lucy has played it, we're probably going to be bringing it up.
Yeah. Absolutely.
In the rest of the episodes as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Because the characters fit in with the discussion so well.
True, they're amazing characters. They fit in the franchise so well.
Yeah, so don't be surprised if
you're
a fan of Ghost Trick, but not as much an Ace Attorney fan. I think we can do our best to incorporate it.
Absolutely, and also the chapters are very reminiscent of the cases because they're so location based.
Yes,
and character
absolutely.
Driven. So yeah, thank you for tuning in.
We also have some bad news.
Oh yeah, true.
Which I just remembered.
We're not
gonna be.
We're taking a short break of just 1 week.
Yes, just 1 week. It's basically my fault. I'll be away.
It's okay. You have every right to go on a little holiday.
A little holiday, yes.
Yeah, a little break.
I'll be taking a week off, so next week.
We'll be back very soon.
Very soon. Next week there won't be an episode, but after that you can expect us to return in full force with finally back to basics in Ace Attorney.
What is it? What are we doing?
I don't know what we're doing next.
But we're doing Ace Attorney.
Absolutely. It's been 2 weeks.
2 weeks of other games.
Other games, yeah. So I hope you enjoyed this small interlude in episodes.
Yeah.
With other episodes
break.
Game recommendations and Ghost Trick. We hope you liked this episode. And yeah, thanks for listening.
What are you going to do now?
What are we going to do?
We are gonna do the same thing as we did last time, like make pasta.
We are going to cook pasta, but not Gigi Hadid's pasta.
We're gonna eat spinach pasta.
Spinach pasta, okay, that's on the menu. And I brought some Asian snacks.
And I have bought a Malteser cake.
I don't know if we're opening that.
Really?
I feel like it's gonna be way too heavy.
Then I'll eat it tomorrow by myself. Like the saddest thing ever.
Oh my god.
But I feel like it's the right size for birthday breakup snack. It's not a birthday, but it is a birthday cake.
Perfect.
Alright, love you guys.
But I feel like that answer was kind of boring.
Well, we're gonna fight to death.
We are gonna fight to death like a cockfight.
Yeah. You are Beyonce's cock.
I am absolutely Beyonce's cock.
This ties the whole episode.
Just comes full circle.
Love you guys and see you in 2 weeks.
Yeah. In a week? In 2 weeks. Yeah. See you in 2 weeks,
See
everyone.
you.
Thanks for
Bye.
tuning in. Good night.
Good night.